Hi, everyone. It is Wednesday night, April 22nd, and this is my first attempt at recording myself and sending it to you. I really wish I could see you, but this is the best that I can do for now. So, we're going to be starting To Kill a Mockingbird next week, and I think it's important that I give you some kind of an introduction. I'm going to be honest, I didn't write this, but instead of you just reading it on your own, I thought it would be better if I tried to read it to you. So, To Kill a Mockingbird was published in 1960, and it's considered a timeless classic. It explores the human behavior and the collective conscience of the Deep South in the early 20th century. And there's humor that's intertwined throughout the book, also prejudice, hatred, hypocrisy, love, and innocence, which creates one of the best novels ever written. To Kill a Mockingbird is a novel that was written by Harper Lee, a woman, and published in 1960. It was immediately successful, and it won the Pulitzer Prize, and it has become a classic of modern American literature. The plot and the characters are loosely based on these observations of her family, which you should already know by now from all the background information I gave you. Most importantly, she was influenced by her, as I said, family, neighbors, and an event that occurred near her hometown of Monroe, Alabama in 1936 when she was 10 years old. And I'm wondering, does anybody remember what article you read? That's what she was influenced by, the Scottsboro Boys. So the novel is renowned for its warmth and humor, despite dealing with some serious issues such as rape and racial inequality. Now, the narrator's father, Atticus Finch, has served as a moral hero for many, many readers and as a model of integrity for lawyers. To be honest, I always thought of my dad as an Atticus Finch. Historian Jay Crispino explains that in the 20th century, To Kill a Mockingbird is probably the most widely read book dealing with race in America, and its protagonist, Atticus Finch, the most enduring fictional image of racial heroism. By the way, when you're reading, I want you to pay attention to all the references to birds. So, Atticus Finch, just keep that in mind. As a Southern Gothic novel and a Bildungsroman. Now, Bildungsroman means book of growth. The novel's primary themes involve racial injustice and the destruction of innocence. Now, think about it. We already read Lord of the Flies, Loss of Innocence. Think about Elie Wiesel, how he lost his innocence at such a young age. And we're now going to see another example of this loss of innocence. Scholars have noted that Lee also addresses issues of class, courage, compassion, and gender roles in the American Deep South. The book is widely taught in schools in the United States with lessons that emphasize tolerance and decry prejudice. Despite its themes, To Kill a Mockingbird has been subject to campaigns for removal from public classrooms, often challenged for its use of racial epithets. Now, let me just explain that. They use the word, and I can't even say it, M-I-G-G-E-R. They use that word in the book. So some schools have tried to ban the book. It is on the banned books list. Reaction to the novel varied wildly upon publication. So despite the number of copies sold and its widespread use in education, literary analysis of it is sparse. Sparse means not a lot. Author Mary McDonnell Murphy, who collected individual impressions of To Kill a Mockingbird by several authors and public figures, calls the book an astonishing phenomenon. In 2006, British librarians ranked the book ahead of the Bible as one every adult should read before they die. It was adapted into an Academy Award-winning film in 1962 by director Robert Mulligan, with a screenplay by Horace Foote. And since 1990, a play based on the novel has been performed annually in Harper Lee's hometown. To Kill a Mockingbird was Lee's only published book until Go Set a Watchman, an earlier draft of To Kill a Mockingbird. and was published on July 14, 2015. Now, I did buy the book. I started to read it. I didn't like it because it changes. Character of Atticus is different, and it broke my heart to see this different version of Atticus. I think of Atticus as almost real. So anyway, when I retire, then I'm going to try to read it again. So Lee continued to respond to her work's impact until her death in February of 2016. And although she had refused any personal publicity for herself or the novel since 1964, so it's interesting because she's a recluse, a hermit, and one of the main characters, Boo Radley, is also a recluse. So kind of pay attention to those uses of her real life in the book. Now, you're going to be able to download the book. I'm going to include that link. Some of you like to hold onto a book to read. Totally get that. I like to hold on to the book. So, where's my copy? Oh, this is funny because I want to start reading it to you. All right, time out. I think there's a way to pause all this. Yeah, hold on. So, I'm back. Now, I guess this is going to be reversed for you guys. I'm not really sure. But this is the pretty new version. And this is the version I've been using for a really, really long time, obviously. Now, I usually read the first 5 pages to you guys in class because, to be honest, it's boring. It really is. And if you can't get past all the history and stuff, it's going to be hard for you to move on. So I'm going to start reading it to you in the second video that I sent you. I'm going to start reading it to you. So I'm going to end for now, and then I'm going to start a new video. And hopefully next week, when you are all done reading chapters 1 to 5 by Thursday and answering study guide questions, then I can talk a little bit more about those chapters. So for now, do not forget to take that vocabulary 7 quiz by Thursday. And I miss you a lot. Okay, hopefully everybody's well.